Hello Sudoku friends and welcome to yet another extreme puzzle from my phone app. Let's see what this one can do. There's a 9 here and a 9 here. That puts a 9 here, of course. And now with a 9 here and 9 here, logging these cells, I know that a 9 will have to go here or here for row 5. And given the 9 here blocking these two cells, and this ghost 9 blocking this cell, and this 9 blocking this cell, this is the only place in this box that a 9 can go. This 4 blocks these cells, and therefore a 4 will have to go in one of these 3 cells. And given the 4 here, a 4 now must go in this cell because these cells here are blocked by these 4s. So this is a 4. This 4 blocks these cells, and therefore one of these cells must be a 4, and therefore these cells cannot be a 4. This 4 blocks these cells. So the only free cell for a 4 in this box and in row 1 is going to be here. The 7 blocks this cell, and this 7 blocks these cells. Therefore, a 7 for the bottom row must go either here or here, and therefore here or here in row 7. The 5 here and here will force a 5 to go either here or here eventually, and the 5 up here forces a 5 to go here or here. And by the way, the 3 up here also forces the 3 to go here or here, except it can't go here, can it? Because of the 3 in the column. That makes this a 5 and this a 3. And now we can easily find this digit, can't we? Because we know that these 3 digits, the last ones for this box, have to be a 1, 6, and an 8. And that makes this a 2. This 6 blocks these cells. This 6 blocks these cells. So one of these 2 cells here must be a 6. And that's what we call a ghost 6. So a ghost 6 here and a 6 here will force a 6 to go in this cell. A 2, 3, and an 8 for these 3 cells. Let's see. Yes, there's an 8 here and a 3 here. Therefore, this cell must be a 2. We have a 2 up here and a 2 up here blocking these cells. And we have this 2 here blocking this cell. Therefore, this must be a 2. This is now a 3 or an 8. And this is also a 3 or an 8. For column 9, we still need to find a 1, 6, 7, and an 8. Look at this cell. There's an 8 here and a 1 here and a 6 here. They all block this cell, which therefore must be a 7. And that makes this a 7. Now, this is a 1 or a 6. This is a 1 or an 8. And this is a 1, 6, or an 8. So I'm going to leave that alone for now. But here's an easy digit to find. I'm sure you spotted it already. For the row, we need to find a 3, 8, and a 9. There's an 8 and a 9 already in this column. Therefore, this has got to be a 3. And this is now an 8 or a 9. But the 9 here blocks this cell, which therefore becomes an 8. And this becomes a 9. This 8 and this 8 gives me an 8 for the center cell, and this therefore now must be a 3 because it's the last digit missing from the column. And that makes this a 1. This is now a 3 or a 5, and this is a 3 or a 5. This is a 3 or a 5 as well because we have a 3 and a 5 in this row. So this is a 3, 5, this is a 3, 5, this is a 3, 5, and therefore this cannot be a 3, 5. A unique rectangle consisting of basically 2 x-wings superimposed of each other, but sporting the same 2 digits is not allowed in a valid Sudoku. So this cannot be a 3 or a 5. So what can it be? It can not be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It can be a 6, but not a 7, 8, or 9. So this is 6. And this is now a 3 or a 5, and this is a 3 or a 5. And since a 1, 3, and a 5 is all we need to complete this box here, and we got a 3 and a 5 already blocking this cell, it now automatically becomes a 1. These 3 cells now have to be a 2, 6, and a 7. There's a 6 and a 7 observing this cell, therefore it's got to be a 2. And this is now a 6 or a 7. And these being a 3 and a 5 makes these a 1, 4, and an 8. There's an 8 and a 1 in this column, therefore this must be a 4. This is now a 1 and an 8. A 2, 6, and an 8 still for these 3 cells. There's a 2 here and an 8 here. That makes this a 6. And now we have a 5, 6 here, and we have a 5, 6 here. And that automatically makes these 2 cells a 5 and a 6. And therefore this cell must be a 1. And that makes this a 1. And what was the last digit we needed here? It was an 8, wasn't it? Yes. It goes here, this 8 and this 8 and this 8. Now force an 8 to go here. So an 8 can't go here because of the 8 here. And because of this 8, an 8 can't go here either. Therefore, this must be an 8. And that makes this one here a 2. And now we have got this 2 and this 2. And the 2 here, putting a 2 in this cell automatically. As we recall, this is a 5 or a 6, therefore this must be a 1. This is now a 4 or a 9, and this is also a 4 or a 9. This is a 6 or an 8, as well as this, except it can't be an 8 because of the 8 already in this box. So this is a 6, this must be an 8. Now a 1, 9, and a 5 for these 3 cells. Well, one of these will have to be a 9, and I can't say anything about the 1. Well, one of these will have to be a 1, of course. That's about all I can say. A 3, 4, and a 9 for these. Well, yeah. The 9 here, of course, will force a 9 to go here or here. And therefore, this cell cannot be a 9 now, can it? So, and because of the 9 here, neither can this cell. Therefore, this is a 9. This is now a 1 or a 5. This must be the 5 because of the 1 already in the row. So this is a 5, this is a 1, and that makes this a 1 up here, and this now must be 6, making this a 6 and this a 5. These two were a 5 and a 3. Remember, now this cell cannot be a 5 anymore because of the 5 here. So this is a 5, this is a 3, making this a 3 and this a 5. The last cell in this row is going to be 3, and that makes this a 3 as well. These two have to be a 9 and a 4. There's a 9 in this column. So the 4 goes here and a 9 here. And that makes this a 9 and this a 4. This now has to be a 7, making this a 7 and this a 6. Another one solved. I rather like these puzzles because they are not always straightforward, and they are usually a lot of fun to solve because it's a good little activity between breaks. I read about 2 books a week, and I sometimes take out half an hour to just solve these puzzles to keep myself occupied. In any event, I hope you enjoyed this and that you will come back for more soon. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.